why it is so hard to bring a change in the life, or more better to say, in the daily life. That was a question that came from one of you after listening the Samundar Manthan. And the question came in a way that when we are sharing a problem and you're giving a solution, it feels so good. For that person, I've checked the tarot cards too. And whenever somebody sees that, they see that it is reflecting their inner being. It's reflecting their mind. It's reflecting their past, and it's reflecting the future if it stays the way it is. That means whatever they are doing in the present state, if they continue with that. And so many times I've seen that if it doesn't seem very good, they say what we can do to change. And a card comes, it says celebrate. And even after listening, at that moment, they feel very good. The moment they are back to their life in the old energy field, in their space where they're living their life, after 2 days, 3 days, they just give up, or maybe after a week. And again, they move into the same space of their mind. The mind has got different levels, always directed by you. And when you're not aware of it, then it is directed by the automatic process of the mind. That's known as the automation. That's what the intelligence is. The real intelligence is when you are aware. But when you're not aware, that is an artificial intelligence. When you're aware, you can redirect it. The moment you're not aware, that is an automatic process that you have already fed it to your mind. Now what it is? The mind is guided by the emotion that is of pleasure and pain. Whenever we are feeling the negative emotions, that is all what we say as a pain, and we want to change. Now the biggest problem is we want to change the other. We want to change the behavior of the others. It might be the parents or the children, or might be just the partner. Husband wants to change the wife, wife wants to change husband, parents want to change the children, children want to change their parents. And that can happen in other relations too. So, how we can change our behavior that is leading to the sadness or the sorrow in life when we are wanting other to change. That means first thing you need to be very clear is you have to initiate the change in yourself. Your awareness, that is the self, and the discipline with this body, the self-discipline, leading to taming this body to the health, for the clearer mind, for more better awareness, so that your mind doesn't move into the state of automation. And what is automation? That is when you get irritated, you get addicted to that irritation. And same with other person is also got addicted to irritate you. And that's all working in the subconscious level. For people who know more about the theory of mind, they know it can move to the unconscious level. That means to the different karmas. or sanskaras. So that's a game. One will throw the ball and the other will use the bat. And third party will try to run around, catch the ball. And then there are spectators who enjoy. They will say this is right, this is wrong, depending on how they feel, how they want. They are biased with the two person. One they say right and one they say wrong. But remember, that's what the game is. That's what the whole Leela is. But suffering is not compulsory. And for that, we are all looking for the changes in our life to break this automation. What is a way? Start with a very simple steps. First thing is know that the Rome was not built in a day, but just to think that you want to build something is the first step. And then it's a step. Morning when you get up, the first thing is self-aware. Just get up and just for few seconds tell yourself, I'm aware of myself. I'm not going to move into the automation. The second step is the self-discipline with this body. This body needs some maintenance. So I will do something physical that can balance my body. First with a clear thought. That means no hatred, no jealousy, no irritation. Well, very simple. Just relax and start taming the body by doing some exercise. If you have not made a schedule, just fix it with 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. You don't really need to do an hour. When you're starting, remember you are learning. So you can make it 5 minutes morning, 5 minutes evening, or whenever you get the comfortable time, but make sure that you fix it. No excuse in that. The other biggest problem of why people are not able to bring the change in life is they start something and they don't finish it. That means you have to be conscious of whatever you're doing, that you start and you end. Whatever thing you want, make few steps and make sure that you do it. If you have started a book, make sure that you finish, and till the time you don't finish, you don't touch another book, unless until it's a reference book. If you are teaching, then it's a different thing. When we talk about reading, we are just meaning that it is for your some understanding or some knowing or some views that you want to see about other people. So make sure if you start, make sure every day you read that book. Don't stop in between and forget. Same way, if you're listening the lectures, if you're listening the series, then make sure after 1, 2 or 3 you don't just stop or you keep on repeating 1, 2, 3. No, just start and make sure you finish it. The mind is purely like a, not like an animal, but it's like a computer. The basic principle of computer was GIGO, garbage in and garbage out. That means it doesn't matter it's a garbage or it doesn't matter what it is. Whatever you put it, it will process and it will move out. So that's how you train your mind, by doing small things and finish it. And you make sure that you do it every day. And whatever the small changes you are bringing, that should not be less than 21 days to move in the next step. The crucial is 3 days, 21 days. Then it goes to 3 months and 3 years. But 21 days is a tough period. the mind will try to do everything that you should not do it. It will move to its own addictions. It is just like taking any drugs or any kind of other addiction. The emotion is the most strongest drug. So that's a key, that small changes, you hold it. Remember, for 3 days you will feel very good. For 3 days mind is just ready. He says, wow, I'm feeling good. But after 3 days says, well, let's leave it today. We'll do it tomorrow or day after tomorrow. And then you are moving back to the same addiction. So 3 days is very easy. But after 3 days, the work starts. And 21 days is the first milestone. So small changes, and you see that how it brings the change in your behavior the way you want. At last, the wise quote, don't try to change other, bring the change that you want to see in other. And that is a conditioning of the society to blame other. Move it inside and bring the change that you want. By that, what happens when you change yourself? You're changing the energy field. So the other person or the other environment, either they will see the change and they will change, or they will simply move out of your life, because they will not be getting the feedback of that, maybe of love or hatred, that emotion that the person is arising on the other side, and the person is giving it back. If you don't give it back what the other person wants, either that person will understand or he will just move off. And that's a simple thing. Just don't try to rush. If it is 10 minutes watching the breath or 5 minutes watching the breath, that's it. First 20 days, just that. And then you can increase for the next 21 days. The 7 number is very important. So 7 into 3, 21. And so 7 years. That's how you can bring the change. If you force something which you are not used to, you will give up. Any force will give the stress, will give the resistance. So you force something harder and the resistance will be more stronger. So either it will break, then also it is the your problem, or that's known as the injury or the accident. And if you don't, then also you don't get the result. So very soft, slide in. You have to be very consistent and soft, not too much of force, very gentle. That's the key to change what you want. Thank you very much.